F1 Commission meeting discusses 2026 engine regulations and many other issues. The teams reached a basic consensus on the catching up mechanism for the laggards, allowing lagging engine manufacturers additional test aircraft running time and additional engine budget cap, only based on engine performance, not team rankings, to determine whether the engine manufacturer is lagging behind. Another proposal remains divisive. That is, should we reduce the horsepower ratio of the motor to prevent the car from running out of battery and had to significantly slow down the guidance? The above topics need to be discussed in more detail by the Power Unit Advisory Committee. Reach a compromise solution acceptable to all parties. Discussion about this year's rules. 1. All parties agree to revise the financial regulations. This is a necessary adjustment involving capital expenditure allowances prior to Cadillac's arrival. 2nd. Discuss the issue of grassland fires and agreed to study the use of steel as an alternative material for cleats on certain tracks and fire prevention measures on certain tracks. On agreeing to revised sports rules. Last revision required for Policy 2. Updates to the inspection restrictions when drivers choose not to wear a cooling vest. 3. Add a regulatory mechanism to manage aircraft delays during temporary periods. Just like the Chinese Grand Prix, some teams had delays in getting their supplies to the track. Why Doohan's seat was renewed. Another story spread in the Saudi war paddock. Another sponsor of Geek Lapinto has not received payment. Ralf Schumacher further stated, "I don't want to call Doohan a C-class driver as harshly as Marco did. He's not good enough for F1, it's too early. He has an experienced teammate in Gasly. He has also integrated into the team and has received support." This may seem a bit harsh and unfair to criticize Doohan, but compared with other rookies, you can tell Doohan might not be someone who could compete for a world title at some point. If Colapinto's funds are not available, then Doohan will not be replaced for the time being. I heard that Doohan has a big sponsor who has invested 10 million euros. If he is ousted, this money must be repaid and be filled by another sponsor. I can imagine he will survive somehow, but Briatore always surprises. Since Whitley took over as Sauber manager, Simon Spruill appointed as senior advisor to the team, supporting Whitley's track work. Spruill has been in business for over 30 years, held senior communications positions at various automotive companies, including Ford, Jaguar Land Rover, Nissan, and Tesla. After Whitley had a preliminary understanding of the team, created a 30-day plan and a 100-day plan. He said, "I recognize the challenges we face, but it's also an opportunity. I now know exactly where the team needs support and what needs to be done differently. This is a young team. This place is full of vitality and positive energy. I think I just need to channel this energy better." Our driver completed the pit stop in 2.3 seconds in Saudi Arabia 2 or 3 months ago. No one could have imagined this. This is a good sign for us. I want to share my experience with the team. Let them understand how the fleet works. This requires foresight for 3 or 4 years. Questions that no one would think of now. We're still trying to understand this car. The competition is very fierce now. Fortunately, we are in the 3 leagues. The car had no damage. You don't have to keep producing spare parts like crazy. Instead, you can focus on making the parts you really want. This gives us some breathing room. Let's get ready for Miami Ferrari and title sponsor HP join forces. You enter a text on the specified website. HP's large format printer will be printed on the profile, revealing the special edition livery. There are already many. Tifu Temple has submitted various encouraging messages on this website. Miami as a marketing mecca. Toro Rosso will also adopt a special edition paint. It will be unveiled at a marketing event on April 30th. Red Bull at last year's Miami Grand Prix also brought a special edition paint. The front of the car is brightly colored neon. Finally, let's take a look at the track demonstration lap released by the Madrid Grand Prix. The track is 5.4 kilometers long, contains 22 corners,